So let me tell you something that surprises almost everyone that I work with. You can eat the cleanest, most nutrient-dense diet in the world and still be inflamed, reactive, anxious, or exhausted. So one of the biggest reasons that comes up is blood sugar. If your blood sugar is imbalanced, I don't know if I used the right word, then everything's going to be out of whack. We have to bring that back into balance. So today we're going to talk about why blood sugar plays such a powerful role in autoimmune disease and why it can override your best food choices. So it's not just what you eat, sometimes it's how you eat, and sometimes it's when you eat. So if you're new, I am Jen, also known as Holistic Jen. I am a whole food plant-based culinary coach and a health educator. And if you're following in this series, in week one, we talked about why autoimmune diets fail without those foundations. Number two, we talked about how nutrient density communicates in the immune system. And so today we're going to talk about metabolic health or blood sugar. Your immune system doesn't work all by itself. Last week we talked about how 72% of your immune system lives in your gut. So we have to have a healthy, strong immune system. But we also need our blood sugar in balance. We need our stress hormones under control. And then we also need to make sure we have the energy available to do what we need to do. So many of my clients have been under eating for years and years and years because they were taught many, many moons ago to eat less, exercise more, and that is stuck and it's kept them stuck. When the body is in survival mode and it doesn't know if it's going to get its nutrient needs met, it stuffs and stores and looks for other ways to store more energy because it wants to be safe, which we talked about in episode one. Safety is key when we have autoimmune disease. I know because I also was diagnosed with autoimmune disease back in 2007. So, blood sugar isn't just about diabetes. You can say, I don't have diabetes, or my doctor said I don't need to worry about my blood sugar. My blood sugar looks fine. But our blood sugar affects and is affected by cortisol, adrenaline, inflammation, sleep. So when we're not getting the right amount of sleep, we're not getting good quality sleep, that leads to stress in the body, that increases our blood sugar. You may notice you crave more carbs the next day. When we are stressed because we have deadlines, I have this I need to do, and I don't have enough time. I have to take kids here and here and here. How am I going to do that? I'm only one person. I need to cook. I need to clean the house. I need to take care of my business, X, Y, and Z, right? It's just talking like that, my blood sugar goes up. That leads to blood sugar swings. So I know I wore a CGM a year or so ago and I was tracking my blood sugar. My blood sugar is always really great. And when I eat certain foods, I could eat. My daughter made me some chocolate chip cookies. Now, of course, they were my chocolate chip cookies. So they were with almond flour and they were with high quality dark chocolate chips. There was no added sugar, things like that. My blood sugar on my CGM just went right back normal. I stayed steady. 2 hours later, I'm getting ready to get for a call and I can't get my Zoom to log on and I'm super stressed out. And on my CGM, my blood sugar went whoop. And so it had nothing to do with the food. It was the way I was reacting to the situation. Adrenaline, cortisol, all of those increase. Inflammation, that increases your blood sugar. So if you already have autoimmune symptoms, you know you have inflammation going on in the body, then that is going to help. That is going to influence whether or not you can balance your blood sugar, your mood. You know, if you're grumpy, if you are flying off the handle, if you're angry, that affects your blood sugar. If you have cravings, you have to have a snack. I'm hangry, I need food right now. That's a sign your blood sugar is out of balance. And if you have autoantibodies on the loose, we need to A, make sure your blood sugar is balanced, and B, make sure that your gut health is key. We need to make sure that we are working on healing the gut. We're providing nutrients, food, herbs, or foods, things that are safe for you. And we're identifying things that your body needs and things that can be leading to more stress inside your body. So every time our blood sugar drops too low, maybe someone's told you that you have hypoglycemia, that leads to stress hormones. Anytime your blood sugar goes too high, hyperglycemia, that also affects your stress hormones. So these hormones, they are meant to keep you alive, they're meant to keep you safe, but when they are triggered constantly because your blood sugar is going up, blood sugar is going down, it's not staying nice and stable, then that tells your immune system, hey, we're in danger, we're not safe, we need to stay on alert. So we have to find ways that we can keep our blood sugar stable. And so there that it has to do with our timing, our food timing. It also has to do with the quality of the food and the sleep and the stress and how we're eating. If I'm eating all of my meals while I'm in the meeting, which I just did, I ate my lunch in the middle of a meeting. I'm not being mindful of what I'm eating. I'm not paying attention to what I'm eating. I'm probably not even chewing really well. I'm just kind of gulping. So I'm gulping some air. I'm not breaking down the food. And remember, there's no teeth beyond your mouth. So if you're just gulping and haven't really chewed it, everything's bouncing. Is you need more acid to break it down to get it through these little pipes. It gets into your pipes and then it's injuring the walls all the way through your system. And so we have to be mindful when we're eating as well. So you may tell me I don't have any blood sugar swings. But if you tell me that you're fine in the morning and then you have to have a nap or you crash or you need a snack in the middle of the afternoon, maybe you get irritability or anxious or cranky between meals. Maybe someone's told you get hangry. That my family has told me that before. Maybe you have strong cravings. I need to eat X, Y, and Z. And someone says, well, I have this carrot. And you're like, well, I don't want a carrot. I want X, Y, and Z. That's a sign it's your blood sugar. You need to take a nap after you eat. That's a problem with blood sugar. Sugar's not getting in the cells to give you the energy that you need. You're having trouble concentrating. That can be related to blood sugar. You're waking up at 3 a.m. That can be related to blood sugar. You're feeling shaky. You're feeling not quite here. Something's just not quite right. All of that can be related to blood sugar. Now, some of that can be related to other things as well, but the first thing we're going to look at is blood sugar and make sure you're doing all the things to have a nice, stable blood sugar. So you may be eating lots of vegetables. The big thing that I see is smoothies. Everyone's into smoothies. So I have my smoothie every day. Eating a smoothie is not the same as eating a smoothie is eating a smoothie. So I could have a smoothie that is made with mango and orange juice. I could have a freshly squeezed orange juice and blend in some mango, maybe throw in a banana. That is very high glycemic. That is probably going to spike my blood sugar. It's a smoothie, so there's still some fiber in there. Lots and lots of vitamins. It's very hydrating, but my blood sugar is probably going to fly off the charts. I could also make a smoothie that has avocado, it has some spinach, or maybe I can't tolerate spinach, and so I have some lettuce greens that I do tolerate better. So I have those. Maybe I have some blueberries. That's my quote unquote sweetener. And I blend that all up. Also delicious. Those are lower glycemic, has a healthy fat to keep me more stable. Blood sugar is not going to spike like it did with that fruit smoothie. So we need to, a smoothie's not a smoothie. We need to make sure that we're balancing that way. Vegetables. So I know when I teach blood sugar classes, I can eat a bowl of bean chili and my blood sugar doesn't go off the charts. Whereas my business partner, she would eat beans and her blood sugar would go way up. And so we have to make sure that we're eating we could be eating the same foods, but maybe I can eat more of this and you have to eat less of this. I can eat a cup of blueberries. You could only have a quarter cup of blueberries. Maybe you can eat a whole sweet potato. I can only eat a quarter of a sweet potato. But we don't want to give up the sweet potato or the blueberries or even the mango. We just want to only have what our body can tolerate without making the blood sugar go up. The reason why I'm saying we still want to eat it is there's vitamins and minerals and nutrients and phytochemicals, which I talked about in episode 1, that we want, our body wants, and it's going to keep craving until we meet those needs. And so don't cut out whole food groups. Just figure out which ones you tolerate, which ones are going to be okay for you. When it comes to eating salads, so I eat salads all the time, but I'm always starving. Is your salad big enough? Does it have lots of different colors and textures and flavors and things like that? That's what you need. You need lots of bulk and not chopped carrots. Like if I sat down and ate a bowl of chopped carrots, I'm not getting a lot of calories, right? And I'm getting so full. You know how you're chewing and chewing and your jaws start getting sore, you're eating so much. And so having a mix, having that chopped small enough and lots of different variety so that you can get all the quantity in. Um, you're not going to be able to get at your calorie needs and nutrient needs met if you're only eating a salad with lots of chopped carrots. We need to make sure there's lots of variety there as well. I could go on and on there. We need to make sure that our meals are high enough in calories, are high enough in protein, and are high enough in fat. Now, I really do not like to speak in macros, which is what those are, carbs and fats and protein. Those are our macros. Now, those are very important. We need to make sure that we're getting a good balance, but the key is getting your calorie needs met. If I am aiming for around 400 to 500 calories for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, then I know I'm going to get between 1,200 and 1,500 calories a day. If I have a snack later on, maybe I'll hit 16 or 17, depending on what that snack is. That's going to be strong and healthy for me. And maybe you're going, but wait, I only eat 100 calories. Go back and listen to one of my previous episodes. Your body's in starvation mode. It's not getting its nutrient needs met. You need to eat more calories. When I eat those calories in whole foods, I meet all those macro needs. I don't have to worry about tracking those macros because we need way more than macros. We need all those phytonutrients, antioxidants that we can't necessarily track. We need those foods to help calm inflammation and to keep blood sugar in balance. When we eat a large variety like that, that helps keep our blood sugar stable, help meets our nutrient needs. And when our body says, "Hey, I'm getting my nutrients," it feels safer and it can let energy go. If we're not meeting our nutrient needs, it's going to hold on to everything it can and keep craving other foods, wanting you to eat more foods, causing more blood sugar swings and increasing more inflammation. We end up with this vicious loop. Blood sugar goes up, stress hormones go up, immune system gets out of whack, and then we end up tired and craving lots of foods that we don't want to eat. And we go, why do I keep eating these foods? I know I can't eat this food. I shouldn't eat these foods. I shouldn't, right? And it's not your fault. It's just something's out of whack. We need to go back and make sure you're meeting your nutrient needs, eating nutrient dense foods and enough calories to meet your needs. Once we stabilize your blood sugar, looking at the foods that you're eating, you'll notice you have fewer symptoms, fewer flares. It took me a while to figure out what flares meant. I was diagnosed in 2007 and people would talk about flares. Like, what are you talking about flares? Symptoms. Do you have symptoms? For me, it's heavy legs. It could be droopy eyes or swollen eyelids. Those show up for me. My first diagnosis was Graves' disease, and you may have heard of thyroid eye disease. Your digestion is calmer and more predictable. You know when you're going to need to go to the bathroom. You don't have to worry about being too far away from the bathroom or sitting in the bathroom for too long. You have better sleep. You're not waking up in the middle of the night with cravings, with your liver crying out for some nutrient needs or detox situation going on. That's usually around the 3 a.m. mark. You have better energy, so you can work out during the day or ride your bike or go for a nice walk or feel like being out with your friends. And then you have less anxiety as well. Those are key. What we need to do is make sure that we're getting nutrient dense foods that are higher in fiber, different forms of fiber, vegetables, beans, seeds, mushrooms, cooked mushrooms, protein from mushrooms, beans, lentils, tofu. Don't be afraid of soy until you've had tested it to see, yes, I can have soy or no, I can't have soy. Don't just immediately eliminate it. Let's test it, see if it's right for you. Because if it's right for you or you can tolerate it at least once a week, it is so nutrient dense. And there's so many benefits for cancers and things like that. They've debunked the cancer myths. So make sure you can eat that unless you can't. Healthy fats. Don't eliminate nuts and seeds. If you can test them and see which ones are right for you or wrong, eat the ones that you can tolerate. Avocado, olives, those healthy whole fats, especially chia, flax, hemp, and walnut, if you can tolerate those. Those are full of essential fats. And meeting your nutrient and calorie needs. Stop restricting yourself. That's adding distress to your body. That's making you hang on to the calories. You have to make sure that you are not skipping meals, that, but also you're not snacking all day. When way back in the 90s, when I first learned about nutrition, we told everyone to eat 6 times a day. If you're needing to eat at 8 and 10 and 12, you're never giving your body that rest time it needs. You're keeping blood sugar high in your body at all times. You're risking your eye health, your vision. You may notice the older you get, the worse your vision's getting. It's related to blood sugar. And so you want to make sure you're giving yourself spacing. Eat enough calories at breakfast of blood sugar balancing food that's nutrient dense. Give yourself a break, more than just 2 hours, so your body can regulate. And then when you naturally feel hungry, not hangry, eat lunch, nutrient dense, lots of calories, lots of variety that will keep you full, not just 2 hours, 4 or 5 hours, so then you can cook dinner, eat another nutrient dense, calorie rich 400 or 500 calorie dinner that has lots of variety and fiber and nutrients so that you can clean up the kitchen, walk away, and not need any more food until after you've slept a long sleep full night, not sleep less. I want you to have lots of good quality sleep so that you wake up and then start again. So, a common shift I see is people say, I didn't realize how much anxiety was tied to my eating. You're anxious around food, then that can lead to blood sugar swings. You want to get rid of toxic hunger. Dr. Furman talks about that when we are eating foods that are not nutrient dense, that are in boxes and bags, then that can lead to addiction. I had a client who just could not give up her bread. She could not give up bread and crackers because she just got so sick. She had almost like a flu. That is an addiction. That's a toxic hunger. And you can give it up, but you just need to fill your body with nutrient dense foods so that you can give it up. And you need to give it up to balance your blood sugar and to get rid of the inflammation and help to reverse your symptoms. So if you're eating well and still stuck and still tired and want to learn more, please check out culinaryhealingcircle.com. That is my membership. We are a strong group of women who love learning about food. We're all nutrition nerds. We have a book club that meets twice a week. We do food demos at least twice a month. That should have been book clubs twice a month. Food demos twice, sometimes 3 times a month. I teach an herbal class once a month. I teach a master class where we do a deep dive and get really nerdy. We do Qigong every week. And then we even have a functional fitness class. I'd love for you to check it out. It's only $19 for your first month. You can cancel it anytime. There's a whole digital library full of all sorts of information. Check us out. Come join us. And check out the next video. I can't remember what I'm talking about next time. In the next video, we're going to be talking about weight, BMI, and weight loss with autoimmune disease. I think this one's going to be a big hit. Everyone wants to know more about weight. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Subscribe to my channel, share it with someone you know and love who has autoimmune disease and needs to eat nutrient dense. You know my new favorite word. I'll see you next week.